computer for those. All right, guys. Hello, everyone. Look at all your beautiful faces. I can see all of you right now. So awesome. Hello, hello, hello. Everyone take out your phone and take out your mandatory photo that you will be posting on Instagram and tagging some people from the team. Do a little, just kind of basically just look, take a nice little photo. You can do a little boomerang, move your hands up and down, and shake, 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 shake. Excellent. So important, guys. As you guys are talking about the business and building the business, to be sharing what you're doing every single day to some extent, via your stories or via your posting. And the weekly team calls that are every Sunday are a great way to say, you know what, guys, every Sunday at 7 p.m. Eastern, I'm getting on working on my business. And that's how you talk about it. I'm getting on a business meeting with girls from all over the world, from all over the country. And we're going to be just connecting and brainstorming on how to take our business to the next level. They don't need to know the specifics. You don't need to put Beachbody. You don't need to just put, hey, I'm on a business meeting on a Sunday evening with my team, with my community. So first of all, guys, welcome. It is the last call of January. Can you believe January is already practically gone, and we are about to enter February. And so super excited. I have a couple quick announcements. So hopefully, who on here is not on a team cup yet? Raise your hand if you're not on a team cup. Oh, this is great. Look at that. Harley. Oh, look. Ella's raising her hand. Sweetheart, you're not old enough. Your mama's going to represent you on the team cup team. But yeah, awesome, guys. So we're super excited. Team Cup is an amazing opportunity for a couple different reasons. Number one, you get to connect and push with other women on the team, or men if you're in with some of the gentlemen. So really, using this as an opportunity to connect with people. Maybe you create a messenger pod if you're not doing that, or maybe you decide that you're going to get on a power hour, once a week, or hop into the team power, the team accountability group at a certain time, which is actually a really good idea now that I think about it. You guys should maybe talk about coming in together, or at least a couple of you when you can. Maybe it's every Tuesday or every Thursday or every day if you want. Hey, we're going to connect every day at 7 p.m. in the evening, and we're going to come in and do our work. Because the accountability Zoom, guys, if you guys are not, who's familiar with the accountability Zoom? Who knows what I'm talking about? Good. Okay. So yeah, for those who don't, in case there's someone listening to this who doesn't, basically we have an ongoing, hold on, I'm going to make sure everybody's muted. Okay. We have an accountability Zoom that pretty much people are on most of the day. However, the heaviest load of people are on at like 4:45 in the morning till, probably till about 10 a.m. And then there's some people there could be a group, an evening crew that might want to get started for the people who tend to be more in the evening. But the idea is that you come in, you work out, you can come in and do your power hour. Like right before this, Ariel and I and Sylvia were just on. Is this on the new Zoom or it's the Zoom that's in the team page? It's right now. It's the main Zoom that's on the team page listed. It says Zoom crew on the main tag, and there's the Zoom. It should be actually the same Zoom from before, but but basically it says Zoom crew. It's a post in the team page that says Zoom crew, and underneath that is the link. That link stays the same. Just like, guys, this link, for example, for the team calls is the same link every week. So save it unless we tell you otherwise, just to save it in your notes so that you have it. So yeah, so maybe for the Team Cup, you have an opportunity to connect with people, start building those friendships, those connections, because what I will tell you guys is that it's so incredibly important. It's so incredibly important that you form a community with the women and men on this team, with the people who are building a business, because you will get out of this business and out of this community what you put in. And only if you have been showing up to your community, to your pods, if you're in one. And if you're not, I would tell you to make it an effort and to make it an effort to commit and to contribute and to build and form relationships, because the best way to thrive in this business is to recognize that you're part of a team. all of us here, we're one huge team, Team Healthier You, with many segments of that, you know, with many branches of that tree. And so, you know, coming together as a community and really surrounding yourself with other motivated women. This is something that's also important. I was just talking about this in one of my pods, where a lot of times when you may be put in a group with women who are maybe pushing and they're maybe doing things and they're maybe working hard, and you're seeing that they're commenting and they're sharing what they're doing, and maybe you're like, holy crap, these people are doing more than me. And I will tell you that the mistake that I see a lot of you do is that all of a sudden you then go MIA on us. And you go away somewhere, and you get overwhelmed, and you're like, I can't do this, I don't want to, and you kind of pull yourself away from that energy, from that community. And that's actually the last thing you should be doing. You should really force yourself to stay in that energy, to stay in that community of being around other motivated women, because you know what's going to happen? Your soul, like, you literally are going to feel that overwhelming feeling is literally your inner self telling you to get up and work. That's what that overwhelmed feeling is. It's that idea that, hey, I don't want to be left behind, right? It's that idea of like, oh, I'm feeling inadequate. I'm feeling like I'm not doing enough. And honestly, it's a mirror. It's a reality check for you guys. You know, are you working? Are you doing the things that you're supposed to be doing? And allow yourself to feel uncomfortable, because when you're uncomfortable, you're going to say, I don't want to be uncomfortable. I need to change. I need to take action. I need to do things so that I feel more comfortable in this space, so that I know that I'm doing the things that I need to do. I've been there. And trust me, that's why I surround myself. My inner circle of the women that I surround myself, that I go to, are doing way more than what I do. You know, they're showing me what's possible. But because I stay in that environment, and because I force myself to allow these women to be a mirror in a sense of what I'm doing and what I'm not doing, and I don't say, you know what, I don't deserve to be here. If you're on this call, you very much deserve to be here, and you can very much have success. But it's about connecting and communicating and connecting in with the team and rising up to where everyone else is. That's where you're going to rise and where you're going to grow. Does that make sense to everyone, to, you know, why it's important to stay committed and to stay involved? Awesome. All right, another announcement. So Team Cup, most of you are on Team Cup. We have this month, we have the Fruit Punch Energize coming up. Coming out? Who's excited for that? I know I'm excited. I've tried it, so I know it tastes good. So I'm excited for the Fruit Punch Energize. It should be out, I believe, like the 14th, or like it's somewhere in the middle of the month. We'll make the announcement when it's out, but it'll be available for the same price as our pre-workout now, for the Energize now, and it will be available in the packets and in the little the main packets, the container, as well as the little packets that go in the bottles. So the three different ways to order it. So that's really exciting. Also, guys, love it, a Valentine gift. Yes, it's so yummy. Also, guys, another thing I want to talk about. So basically what we're going to do today is we're just going through some announcements. We're going to talk a little bit about what we have planned in terms of a theme that we have planned for February. Then we're going to have Ariel's going to come in and talk to us really quickly about Planoly, a little bit about Planoly. And then we're going to go into what I hope is like a 30-minute, we're going to talk about, you know, a 30-minute power hour. Well, 30 minutes, but talking about working in blocks. And I was actually talking with Courtney about this. Courtney works a really difficult, oh, sorry, someone's talking. Courtney works a really difficult job, has very limited time, which I'm sure many of you can relate to. And she was saying, you know, it's really difficult for me to even get an hour. And she told me her schedule, and I was like, yeah, it is hard for you to get an hour. I can understand why you're feeling that way on certain days. And I said, you know what? Well, why don't you break up your day into little mini pockets? Why don't you break it up into 20 minutes where you focus on this activity, another 20 minutes where you focus on this activity? So today, on the second half of this call, we're going to put that into practice. We're going to it's going to be a working power hour for those of you. And for those of you, and this is literally where I may call on actually, I'm not even going to tell you what I'm going to do, because I don't want anyone sneaking out of here. So I want you guys, I don't want any of you sneaking out of here like, nope, I'm leaving. So anyway, yeah, get yourself, wait, what does Courtney say? Courtney, get yourself the business tracker. Yeah. So, and then I want to go through the business tracker. So, okay. All right. So one thing that I wanted to talk to you guys about is this idea of having a theme this year overall. The idea that what I see a lot I was actually talking with Nina about this. Some of you know Nina, and we were just chatting about how one thing that we can do to really differentiate ourselves as a team, as a community, which it makes sense with our team name, is really focusing this year on how being a part of this community and how our products and how being a coach has not only given us the weight loss and given us the physical results that we want to see in our body, but truly emphasizing how it has impacted our physical and emotional health. And I think that's something that a lot of you can, feel, can relate to. Many of you, may have come off medications. Many of you have noticed that your depression is less, your anxiety is less, your emotional stability is better. And so these are all powerful and marketable reasons as to why people should want our products, really, because in a sense, the weight loss is truly a byproduct of what we do, right? It doesn't have to be the main message. And I think that if we lead with that type of mindset of focusing on health and emotional and physical health. And so what we have in mind is that every month we want to have a theme. And so the theme, and that theme is meant to help guide you in terms of what the predominant messaging we're going to help you with this, what the predominant messaging should be through your posting to help to help you. Now, obviously, this is not the only post you're going to make every single day, but this is truly meant just to be a theme to help you when you're like, I don't know what to post about. I'm having a tough time. So for February, it's Valentine's Day. It's the Valentine's Day month. It's going to be all about self-love, the theme of self-love in February. Okay. And in the future, we might have a heart healthy. We might have a move more month. We might have a hydration and skin month. You know what I mean? So the idea, guys, is that we have different things and themes that we can talk about so that you guys are also brainstorming and thinking of different and creative ways, right? To think about how can I also talk about how working out is helping, or how eating better, how my superfood shake is helping me with my skin, or how eating better, is helping me in other areas of my life, or the workouts, or the community. The community is giving me the support to help me have more confidence, to help me believe in myself more. And now that's affecting other areas of my life. It's affecting my work. It's affecting my marriage. It's affecting my, my parenting, whatever. But it's important, guys, that we start making these connections for people, because it's truly not just about the weight loss. It really isn't. That's truly like a small byproduct of what we offer. So February is going to be self-love. And we actually, thanks to Ariel, we have put together a social media calendar for you guys, almost like a post-a-day challenge with something that you can post every single day. You guys, we're going to encourage you guys to use this. Is this mandatory? Absolutely not, right? Because at the end of the day, it's your business. But again, it's an encouragement. It's maybe something to trigger you to say, maybe I should write about that. How can I write about this? So Ariel, we will be posting that calendar, in the next 24 hours probably. And so just look out for that. And again, that's going to be literally every day we have a trigger post, as I would call it. And you can use it. You can use it along with all your other posts that you'll be posting, throughout the week. And so that's my announcement. So February is going to be all about self-love. So thinking about different ways, that you can talk about how being a part of this community, how working out is a way for you to love yourself, love your body, love your, so many different ways. And one thing I would encourage you to do is look at how other people on the team are also talking about it if you're kind of a little lost for how can I talk about this. So what I wanted you guys to do too is think about how are you, number one, how are you tracking the business? And number two, are you tracking and are you setting up your post? And this is where I'm going to have Ariel come in just to talk to you guys really quickly about Planoly. Are you guys familiar with Planoly? Any one of you? Planoly? Okay, some of you are, some of you are not. So just for
Ella's familiar. Way to go, Ella. Proud of you.
So talk to us about Planoly, Ariel, and show us.
So this actually falls in line perfectly, you guys, with the calendar that we have coming out. Because for those of you guys who aren't aware, Planoly is actually a free app or computer software. They have a website as well, which is how I'm going to show you guys this, where you can actually go in, put a picture with a post and have it automatically go to your Instagram. I get asked all the time, how are you posting so early in the morning? Like your posts are always so early in the morning. And it's my market is on the East Coast. I'm on the West Coast. So they have to be early in order for my market to see them, or they have to be later in the afternoon, which doesn't work. I've learned this through Planoly. So I'm going to share my screen. Okay, so here is Planoly. So I have it set up right now. If you guys look over here, these are all my scheduled posts. And the cool thing is it doesn't do this on the app, but if you are on the website, it'll actually show you statistics from the last thing that you post. So it's a really good way to gauge what your audience is actually liking and commenting on. I know just through who my market is, who my avatar is, that if I post something Disney or wedding related, it will do 10 times better than if I post something fitness related. And that's just because the majority of my followers are either brides-to-be, newly married, or Disney lovers. And so if you look here, I posted a picture about getting my first sticker. It didn't do as well as me posting a pair of Minnie Mouse high heels. Your app will show you the pictures that you have posted on your Planoly. It'll show you like the last 6 pictures that you've posted, and then it'll show you all of the posts that you have scheduled. So I have a bunch of posts already scheduled to go. Friends' birthdays that I want to like use it as an excuse to share off another wedding picture. And I can't ever remember their birthdays. I have those scheduled in there because I happen to like see it on a Facebook thing. And then just other things that I know I'm going to have coming up. So talking about self-love, talking about the calendar that we have coming up, something that you all can do is go in and start scheduling out your posts. I am going to be posting that calendar tonight. I debated on posting it earlier, and Stephanie and I were talking. We were like, no, let's talk about Planoly. Let's make the announcement that this is coming, and then we'll post it. So you guys will actually see right after this call a post coming up with that self-love and all the different topics. And some of it's self-love towards yourself, towards others, towards the products that we have to get familiar, and maybe sharing something that you haven't shared before with a Beachbody product, but never talking about it. And so how you would do this is if you're on the website, you do add new media, and then you can choose from where you have the media from. And if you're on their phone, it's the same way. And then here, we can go to the photo shoot I just did. And so then you can go on here and choose your photo that you want to post. And then it's going to automatically unschedule it. So it's going to have this U underneath it because it's unscheduled. So I'll click on it. And I'll type in like Happy Valentine's Day, babes, because that's how I talk to my followers. I will schedule a date. So I'll want it to go out on Valentine's Day. And again, and I'm going to delete this, you guys, because I have something coming out on Valentine's Day. So you guys will not see this post on Valentine's Day. I'll set it for 5:30 a.m. and I will save it. And once I save it, it is automatically, it's going to tell me that, yeah, I have to go in and actually crop the picture to be a square size. But then there we go. There's that picture. And the cool thing, and the reason why I've been such a preacher, if you've been on some of my team calls with social media, if you've seen any of my social media training, I have preached nonstop Planoly. It's something that I've preached for the last year. And the reason why, you guys, is if you guys look, you guys can see the consistency of my posts. You can see at between 5 and 6 every single morning. I don't have obviously something on the 31st, but I usually have something posted right around those times. And then it also helps me. Everybody's always asking about, oh, how does my Instagram look? Do I have the right flow? Do I have it? Is it eye-catching? Does it meet my market? Planoly allows you to go in and look at this. So I can go in and I can look at my Planoly and see, okay, this is me. This is my market. It's pink. It's girly. It's sparkly. It's Disney. Like, it's weddingy. It's all there, and I'm able to see that through my Planoly. And now I spend an hour at the most once a week going in, plugging in these pictures, typing up my captions. And a lot of times I think of my captions like on the spot, and so I'll type them into a note. And then later I'll take that note, I'll copy and paste it, and I'll put it into the picture that I want to post, and away it goes. But this isn't something that has to take a long period of time, you guys, especially with having those prompts, being able to talk. Like, it's something that spend a Sunday. This is what I normally do on my Sundays, except for today. Today was a different type of Sunday. But what I normally do is I go in, I take anywhere from 10 to 15 pictures. And I'll even do this after my workouts. I'll take 5 to 6 pictures after my workouts. On Sundays, I'll put on a couple different outfits, and I'll go to a couple different places in my house where I know there's good lighting, and I'll snap 10 to 15 pictures. There you go. Now I have a collage of pictures. I can go in, add them to my Lightroom, put my filter on it that I'm using, and then it's done. My pictures are edited. I'm good to go. I go over to Planoly. I upload those pictures. I move them around a little bit. And the cool thing is like you can grab the date and like move it to be on the 6th. So I'll move them around a little bit to make sure that like I don't have wedding on top of wedding or Disney on top of Disney, or just something that doesn't look right. I'll go through and I'll change that so that I have the consistency that I want with my times, when it's going to go out and meet my market, as well as just the posting. I'll make sure that's all consistent, that has a good flow to it. And then once I'm done with that and I've gone in and put in my captions, I'm done. And I schedule out, you guys can see, I schedule my posts out 2 to 3, or I have 4 weeks of posts already scheduled right now. And it's taken me all of a half hour to an hour on a Sunday, writing out posts, scheduling those posts, and being done with it. So it's not something that has to take a long period of time, and it will end up saving you more time during the week because you're not going through and during your power hour each and every night spending 10 to 15, or excuse me, not even 10 to 15 minutes, spending the majority of your power hour trying to come up with posts, trying to think of all these ideas. Like, Planoly is going to allow you to go and spend 1 hour a week plugging in what it is that you want to plug in, and then moving on with your week and your day. When it comes to like your post for the day, if you guys are following the handy dandy little Success Club tracker, business tracker that I'm so obsessed with right now, it has on here like, did you post on social media that benefits your healthy lifestyle or has a call to action, shows your daily life? Having your Planoly set up, guess what? I can go through and check off every single day for the next 4 weeks that, yep, I've done that every single day because I've gone in and I've used my Planoly to schedule out those posts, and now I don't have to worry about it. So if you're struggling with your market, if you're struggling with filters, if you're struggling with, I know someone had posted, I don't remember who it was in the group, like, I want my Instagram to look like this. Go to Planoly, start playing around, move pictures around, and see what fits, see what works for you. It's never going to be something that sticks. Things are constantly changing. Things are like evolving, and your market might change a little bit. Like, I'm slowly starting to wean out of the bride-to-be and into the I am in the newlywed phase, but I still have a lot of brides-to-be that I talk to. But so my filters might change a little bit because guess what? I'm not dealing with the white wedding dress and the airy white and pink photos. I'm more so now into this like bright, colorful pink phase of my life. And so it takes trial and error. It takes learning what your market likes. And Planoly is such a great way to play around with that and to be able to have that ability to mess with how you want your Instagram to look like without having to add and delete a whole bunch of photos and people being like, wait, where did that call to action go? Or I saw a picture like this and now I can't find it. And it just, again, it helps with that consistency. We preach consistency day in and day out, and Planoly allows you to keep that. Stephanie, you're on mute still.
Awesome. Okay, cool. A couple, and you can oh yeah, you already unshared. So yeah, so with Planoly, you can, for the questions that were asked. So number one, it will post the actual post with the caption. And then also Kristen shares that you can share your different hashtag groups, which I actually did not realize that it can do that. So that's really helpful to know as well. And also guys, one thing to think about as well, for those of you, especially if you're relatively more new or you're like, I'm still not the best at taking photos. What I love about Planoly is that you can actually pull photos from other accounts very easily into your thread. And so that's something for you. And that's something I know Mandy, who is on I think she's here. Where is she? She's somewhere here. Yeah, Mandy's been doing that. And I just want to share with you guys, I'm going to share my screen real quick, but you can see here how she's, by pulling in other people's posts, like you can see, like, this is not her post and this is not, but you can see that she's starting to work on her theme, by pulling in other people's posts so that she can have a more, so that her feed starts looking nicer, right? Because that's the goal. As you guys are learning, it's a skill set. Taking photos, investing in the light ring, in the ring light, investing in these things can sometimes take time, especially when you are a newer coach, or maybe you're being a little bit more budget friendly. But recognizing that with Planoly, you can pull from other people's accounts. So for example, like when I go on mine, all you do is you go to the Discover tab, and if I put girl boss quotes, for example, this one, I'm obsessed with becoming a woman comfortable in her own skin. That's fully on brand with me, right? So like I can go here and I can just add this and I can schedule it and it'll come into my post. It'll come into my feed and I'll be able to use that and schedule it. So you can search anything. You can search, you can literally, whatever the hashtag is, if it's, if Ariel was, Disney Bride, if she was looking up Disney Bride, she could, essentially, look up Disney Bride and see what pulls up. And if she wanted to use, she has enough of her own photos, but you guys get the idea. You guys can search for your hashtags and use other people's posts to help your feed look better. Because again, in the beginning, I know that it can be really hard, especially when you're just starting, to understand how to take photos and how to make your photos look better. And that just takes time and practice. So that's something to think about, guys, and realizing that, again, it takes time. It takes setting intention, making time on the weekend to say, okay, 1 hour a week, on a Sunday, I'm going to go in and plan my post for the next week. And as you guys are getting ideas, make notes to yourself during the week so that when you do sit down to plan your post, you're not, you're pulling from that as opposed to just trying to sit there and say, okay, what am I going to post about? Okay. So really try to implement this, guys. This is something that will be helpful for you. Is it something that's, that you need to get used to doing? Yes. It's something you have to get used to doing. Just like we talk about tracking, which I actually want to talk about really quickly, and then we'll go into our power hour.
And I was going to say, Stephanie, someone asked really quick just about the statistics. So I'm just going to share my screen really quick just to show where you guys can see the statistics on your Planoly. So if you just go to,
I think it's analyze.
Yeah. Thank you. There's too many things on my screen right now. So if you just click on analyze, you can go to total stats and it'll tell me right here, the amount of followers, the amount of likes, the amount of comments, and the amount of people that I'm following. And then it also breaks down, okay, here's my top 5 liked posts in the last week. Ta-da. It's Disney, it's Pink and Tutu, it's Sparkle, it's Disney, it's Wedding. No surprise there.
Ariel, at the top, you'll see there, guys, that it says week, month, year.
Yeah, so if I click.
And I was going to say, that's really good data, especially those of you who have been posting for a while, for you to know what have been your top posts. This is start getting the feedback from your social media followers. What is it that they like seeing you post about? That way you make a mental note of that and you can continue to post more of that.
Prime example, there's my year to date, my top 5 liked post and my top 5 comment posts. And so this just tells me exactly, okay, this is what my market wants. If I want to be helping people, if I want to continue to grow my market, then this is what I need to stick to. I don't need to go and try to brand myself anywhere else. I need to stick to the Disney, the wedding, just very girly, very tutu-esque, because that's what my market wants.
Yeah. Awesome. All right. So one last, and then, so guys, I also want to talk to you guys, story of my life, all these tabs up here. Where is it? I want to show you guys where you guys can access the business activity tracker if you guys haven't found it. I can't, for some reason, Facebook it won't let me post it in the team page. It's saying that it goes against community standards. So that's why I haven't posted in the team page. I don't know why it does that. But if you guys are not a part of the Beachbody Champions page, it's a phenomenal resource. And so if you go to the Beachbody Champions page and you click on files over here and you go, it's also on the online office, but this is how I find it. But you can click on business activity tracker in English, Spanish, and French. And so you click on English and it'll bring up the business activity tracker. Like I said, it's also in the online office I think it's under the tools. And so you can find it there as well under the training tools. And so you'll see here, guys, Beachbody has like so much improved their tracker for those who have been using it, for those who are like have used the old ones and didn't like the old ones. But this is something that a lot of people already, some of the girls on our team have gone to like Staples, have printed out have printed out a couple weeks worth. But you'll see here that now it's really breaking down what you should be doing in what we call your power hour or empower pockets. And you'll see, for example, obviously we're all being proof that the product works. And this is something, guys, that in order for you to understand, what the work that you're doing, it's important for you to track. Because, for example, if like if Chelsea, we know Chelsea, a lot of us, we're sending, those of us that are hitting higher Success Club numbers, we're sending a lot of, messages out. We're commenting, we're sending 40, 50, messages out a day because we're aiming for like the Success Club 20, we're aiming to help 10 to 15 to 20 people a month. So we know we understand it's a numbers game. And so if we know that in order for us to send out, if we want to get one customer, we need to speak to X amount of people, we would only be able to know that through tracking and through understanding, okay, I got a success, I got someone to buy, how many people did I have to talk to before I got this one yes? And if you're not tracking that, if you're only talking to 5 people and you're just waiting for those 5 people all month, it's going to be very difficult for you to reach your goals. You have to number one, remove the emotion from your conversations and realize that at the end of the day, and I'm constantly talking to my coaches about this, at the end of the day, our job is mainly to just present information. We're here to present the products. We're not here to convince anyone. And it's when they feel it's the best time for them. So when it comes to our business and our power hour is literally, when we say power hour, we're talking about the conversations and the inviting. The power hour is not the workout. The power hour is not the personal development. The power hour, I would even say and argue that it's not even social media posting is not your power hour. That has to be something separate, okay? So literally the power hour is literally spending an hour connecting, talking to people, sending thank yous, and if you're new and you're like, well, I don't have a lot of people, then I would say, okay, if you don't have a lot of people, then maybe that's a time when you work on planning your posts. Maybe that's a time when you work on, seeking other hashtags, making sure you have a solid hashtag group, blocks of hashtag groups that you're using, using that time to also build your skill set. And so you'll see here, you have on here Thursday, the Thursday, Friday, Saturday. And one thing that you can do is you can either check off, or I know I was learning from Evie Morales, who's someone who spoke to our team at the leadership retreat that we had in Destin, is that she has them mark off like the simple, like in school when you used to do like a dash, 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 and then cross off for 5. So she just has her people, really simply just document in a sense what they're, how many people they're talking to. So you say you should be initiate connections and add followers, 20 minutes. Do a social media post that showcases the benefits of your healthy lifestyle. But really the biggest bulk is in this part. Respond to all new likes, comments, or views, 25 minutes. Invite people to join your challenge group or learn about coaching, 15 minutes. Follow up with people that you're invited, 15 minutes. And I want you guys, if you guys have any whatever your limiting beliefs are, or whatever the excuses you have around why you're not doing power hours, or why you're not, you're not doing these activities, I want you to know that this is a safe space, and you can comment and let us know what your hangups are. Let us know what you're struggling with. Let us know. And maybe it's just that maybe you're afraid, maybe you're not pushing yourself out of your comfort zone. So, and then you'll see, so this is all an hour and 40 minutes. And then you have another 30 minutes to get people results. This is contributing to your challenge group, recognizing achievement. This is where you respond to questions from customers and coaches. Look, guys, look at the time difference. This is an hour and 40 minutes. Connecting to your customers and other people on our team is 30 minutes. And you can see it's not meant that you're supposed to be talking to your current customers for a long time and answering their questions for a long time. That's not where your income producing activities are. And so focusing on those income producing activities so that you can, connect with more people and really reach out to more people. And then here you can use this. I know Ariel's using this to just kind of comment, write down the people that you're connecting with, when you contacted them, any notes that you want, and then, when you follow up. And people have many different ways of their follow-up system. This is one way on paper. Some people use electronic options. And I know Chelsea will be doing a call about the different tracking methods in February. So that's something that we'll leave for that call. But just the key point, guys, is making sure that you have a way to track. It's incredibly, incredibly, incredibly important. And then let's see, I'm just looking here. Champions, yeah. The Champions page really is an awesome resource, guys. If you're not using it, if you're not familiar with it, there's tons of great training on there. So definitely check that out. All right. So we're going to spend the next minutes now just really focusing in on, just these key activities. And so what we're going to do is right now, so for the first activity that we're going to do, I actually want to share my screen again here, is we're actually going to go to our Instagram and we're going to follow 50 people. Okay. And so every single one of you, you're going to go on and you're going to follow. And I'm actually going to share, let's see, actually I'll do this. Let's do this. All right, you guys see my phone? Cool. Okay. So literally, guys, this is as easy. And I'm more so doing this. I know some of you guys already know this, but I'm more so doing this for those of you on here who overthink this. So
I'm gonna jump in really, really quick. If you guys have Captivate set up, do something else other than follow 50 people, because you're gonna get locked out of your Instagram.
Yeah.
Very well aware of it. Happened one too many times. So if you have Captivate set up right now and you have it on the cloud where it is automatically going through and following people for you, do not go in and follow 50 people right now. Go in and message 50 people right now, because it will lock you out of your Instagram and you will not be able to do anything for a full 24 hours.
Good to know. Yeah, absolutely. Right now my Captivate is off, so I will show. So I will show, because I'm in the process. So the Captivate, do you guys know what Captivate is? You guys know what Captivate is? Okay, so Captivate and it's on iPhone. So for my Android people, but it's basically an app that helps you to follow. So what you're going to do is what I do is I go to, let's say, an account here. I'm going to find someone that's in my niche. So for example, this Yoga Doc MD for me is in my niche. So go to someone that's in your niche. And when I say in your niche, if you're not familiar with this, guys, this is someone who is literally has an audience that is similar to what you're trying to attract. So thinking about who are the accounts that you like, and thinking about, who are the accounts that are similar. They should not be Beachbody coaches. They should not, so just really going. So for me, this is going to be Anita. And what I do is I go to one of her posts. And so you'll see here, I'll click on this post and I'll actually click down here in the liked section where it says liked by, and it tells you who. So I'll click on that and and I'll click on the liked and it's going to bring up who's liking her post. Okay. Because the idea too is that I want to make sure that I'm adding people to my account that are engaged and that are following, that are actively engaging within Instagram. And then literally, guys, all I do is I sit here and then I count out 50 people. And you see, I'm literally, You guys, listen, do not overthink this. This is for my people on here who overthink this. And you should be doing this. You guys should be doing this. Literally just go into an account and just count out 50 people. As I'm doing right now, you'll see I'm literally just adding these people, not going in, not looking, just add them. Very simple. And literally it shouldn't take that long, but you just count out 40 to 50 people and then you're done. And that's it. You're done. And you can do that every hour. You know, you can do that. That's something you can do a couple, even if you commit, put it in your task list every day to add 300 people, to add 300 people to your account. You see 50 an hour. That's very simple. You could do this online at the supermarket. You could do this while you're waiting to pick up your kids. You could do this, you can do this very, very quickly. It doesn't take a lot, okay? And we're not asking that you do anything else but just follow, okay? So that's gonna be that test. So now the next thing is that for the next, I would say for the next 10 minutes, we're gonna spend the next 10 minutes sending thank yous to people who have commented or liked our photos or stories, for those of you who are on Instagram, okay? And so this is a very simple thing to do, guys. So what I do, and I don't know if you guys are familiar with this, this is actually going to be a little hack if you guys are not familiar with this, but if you go into your messenger, for example, and I'm going to go into Ariel's real quick. You see down here, this little plus sign down here. You see this little plus sign down here? I don't know if you guys are familiar with that on your Instagram. If you click on plus, it's gonna have the little dot there. These dot can be saved replies. How many of you are using saved replies? Okay. How many of you are using saved replies? You guys should be using saved replies. Yes. This is where we work, we work smart, guys. So you'll see here, I already have for example, my thank you comment listed right here where I say TY comment right here where it says TY comment. So if I click on that, it's gonna automatically bring up the message for me. Look how easy that is. Okay, guys? Easy, simple to send. So now for the next 10 minutes, I'm gonna go through and I'm going to go to any of my posts from the past couple days. And so this is where you come to your page. I'm going to go to any post, and literally I'm going to take this one because this one has a lot of people. So that's 406 people here. And then I'm going to kind of scroll down a little bit, but this is where I'm going to go and I'm literally going to message. I see a lot of you guys looking at me. I need you guys to be working. I want you guys working and sending messages and so you'll see. So this person, let's see, I'm going to scroll down a little bit. And if I click on Carolina, I'm going to go through and I'm going to just literally the thank you and I'm just going to say, hey girl, want to say thank you for the love of my post by liking it. Where are you from and what type of work do you do? Also, is there anything I can post more about that would serve you? That's my typical message, guys, to send. So we're gonna spend the next 10 minutes doing this, okay? All right, guys. So just for time, I'm going to switch, but you can see, guys, how simple this is and how literally it's a no-brainer. So don't overthink this, guys. Okay. It's just as simple. We just send the messages and we put it out there. We don't worry about what are they going to think. We don't overthink it. Now, the next thing that we're going to do. So this is something, guys, for example, Chelsea, Hannah, those of us, we may spend, 30 minutes doing this. We may spend, we just spend longer time doing this, really, maybe we spend 15, 20 minutes doing this. You pick a commitment for yourself. The next thing we're going to do is we're going to go to, and this is where it's important that you are talking about either the business or talking about coaching or the fitness group very consistently in your social media so that you have posts and people to go to for this next task. And if you don't have anything for this next task, and basically what we're going to do is we're going to go and we're going to, in a sense, either invite people or just send like the thank yous, that response where we say, hey girl, thank you so much for liking my post. I wasn't sure if you were just showing support on my fitness group or on my post about my fitness group, or if you were actually interested in more info. I didn't want to assume, so I thought I would ask. That type of messaging is what we send to people. So going to where you're maybe talking about, the business, the last time you may have spoken about the business. For me, it's time for me to speak about the business because it's been a couple days now. But my last one would be this post right here, my before and after, or maybe it's one of my other posts. But the idea, guys, is that if you don't have something, you're not going to have someone to go talk to. Okay. So, or maybe it's within your stories. Maybe you were posting, there's a poll within your story. So for me, I'll go to this, to this post, and I may go through now, and I tend to grow because usually what I feel like is like the people at the top are the ones that either I know really well or are part of my team or friends. So I usually will scroll a little bit down, but literally it may be where, like, let's say this person, for example, I'm going to see, look, I already did that. So you can see I'm preaching to you guys what I already said. So I said, just wanted to say hello. I really appreciate you showing support on my post. Please let me know if there's anything I can post more about that will serve you. So this is someone that that was the wrong message for that one. But what I would do is send that other message instead, which would be, for example, let's see. And up here, I'm going to send her a message. So I'm going to go to my little save replies, and it may be the like fitness. So again, it's how are you? I saw you like my last post about my fitness group. Thank you so much for the support. I'm not sure if you were just showing support or if you'd like some more info about it. I never want to assume, so I thought I would ask. Would you like some info? And so I'm just going to copy this right now because I'm going to just send it in to many different people. But that's the idea, guys. So we're going to spend the next, let's say the next 10 minutes doing this and sending it to people who may have either liked a post related, and this is where, again, is important, guys. So looking and go back, even if, like, for me, the last time before that I may have talked about the business or talked about talking about the business, talking about your fitness group, any type of call to action post. This is where it's important that you're doing that. And if you haven't done that, number one, make it a note that you need to be doing that at least, 2 times a week, at least talking about the fitness group and inviting people to reach out to you or talking about it in your stories. You can also set up a highlight. So for me, I have a boot camp highlight here. So sometimes what I'll do is when I do polls, I'll throw it up on my boot camp here so that I have people, so that the polls stay always in my highlights. And so when I'm looking to follow up with people, I can just scroll back to these polls of people who were interested, for example, and reach out to them. That's another option as well. So, so just kind of looking at that as well. So that's what I would do, guys, is I would tell you to, for the next 10 minutes, we'll take 10 minutes doing that. And again, if you don't have anyone, then I would tell you to just send thank you messages. All right, guys. So then after you have this done, so this is part of your power, you do these in mini increments. You can continue doing this. Then the next step, so again, this is just sending those thank yous to those who have liked or commented on any post related to coaching or the business. Now you would spend the next 10 to 15 minutes just focused on following up with people. So this is where, again, making sure that you're tracking, making sure that you have a list of people to follow up with. One thing that I do, guys, is any conversation that there's a couple different ways to use Instagram to try to keep track a little bit. It can be a little, but one thing is I do utilize the flags, like the way you can flag people. So for example, if I go to this message up here where this flag is, I can flag this account. So I can flag this message, and then if this is someone I know I'm talking to them about a challenge pack, or I'm talking to them about the coaching opportunity, I only flag people who I'm talking to about coaching, like who I've actually sent and started conversations with. This is one thing you can do. And then what will happen is you find that list when you go to your message at the top right here, where this little kind of in the search bar, these little lines right here, you click here and you'll click on your flagged. And so then it'll bring up any of your flagged messages that you have. And then you can go through and find them there. Another thing I do, guys, for those of you who are not familiar, this flag of this post here at the bottom of a post, you can flag it and save it to a collection. I have, for example, Melissa is one of my coaches, and so I can put it under my coaches, and that way if I ever want to check on my coaches, these are all, not all, I just started this one, but these will be coaches on the team. So if I ever want to go through, so you can start, like, for example, for me, I have one specific to healthcare professionals that I follow. I have another one specific to my customers. I have another one specific to my coaches. So you can create different collections, and maybe you have a collection for people who have expressed interest in your boot camp, and you want to keep, going back to their pages and showing love and things like that. So that's another way to try to keep track a little bit using the Instagram app. Now, most of us also have a secondary way of, whether we're using a notebook or Teamsy or Asana, or again, and Chelsea will be talking about these later in the month in February. But this is where you would follow up. So I would spend probably like the next 5 to 10 minutes following up. Or like I said, if you don't have people to follow up with, maybe you're just forming relationships and connecting and building. In the beginning, there's a lot of connecting and building, and there will continue to be lots of connections and building. So that's what I would spend the next 10 minutes. All right, guys. So that is just an idea of the three main things that you should be doing on your power pocket, whatever, whether it's a full power hour or a power pocket. This is something that, again, I think we're going to try to start doing a couple more of these throughout the month so that you guys can hop on and have them be working power hours if you guys can make it or not. But again, the work is not sexy, okay? It's not sexy. It's not, it's very mundane, but it's is doing the simple sending of the messages consistently. Literally, this is all we're doing. Those of us that you're like, how are these people having success? This is what we're spending the majority of our time doing when we're in the car, when we're, when we have a couple moments. This is it. This is the secret sauce. It's the grinding of the sending of the messages of the in addition to the social media stuff, which is also just as important. But this is the true income producing activity. Okay. So again, I know it's not something that's super fun, but it is very mundane and it is very straightforward. And it's just doing it over and over and over and over again. And the more that you do it, but the more you do it, and you're following up with people and you're connecting with the people who you like, you'll find people who have been following you for a while. You may have missed a conversation. You may have sent them something. You'll find people by staying consistent and reaching out and looking at who's consistently liking your photos. Okay. So it's really, really that simple. Yeah, I know. It's very helpful. Even I was going through and I was like, oh, I missed this person, or I missed, and it's also a reminder that we need to have better tracking, just really putting these people in our tracking so that we can remember to follow up with them in a timely fashion, right? It's about following up with people within I try to follow up within people with about 48 hours, 48 to 72 hours, which guys, you can determine that. That's another big thing. You determine when you follow up with people. People are never just sitting there waiting with their credit card ready to order. It's incredibly rare. So never feel strapped to your phone. It shouldn't be that way. You should legit have business hours, work in the morning, 20 minutes, send the messages. In the evening, you respond to the messages. Don't overwhelm yourself. But the key is the consistency of doing that activity every day. That's the key. And it's and as you connect with people, you'll notice as you connect with people, you're going to see that they're going to continue to like. And even if you're just sending a thank you and a, hey, what can I do more to, to help you, you're going to see those people will continue to support you. And that's going to help you with your likes. It's going to help you in your algorithm on the social media platforms. And you could do the same thing on Facebook, guys. And yes, you would, you can send messages to friends and you can say, hey, I saw you liked my post. How are you? It's been a while. Use it as ways to connect back with people. Whoever's liking and forming those relationships and forming and starting those conversations with people who maybe you haven't heard from in a long time, especially on Facebook with our personal pages. So that's really, and again, you never know, even if that person's a no, you never know who they know. Okay. You want to be professional. You want to, your friend, every person by the age of like 22 knows 2,000 people. So looking at every person like a connector, even if, you want them to know what you do, that way, when they have a friend that's coming to them and they're like, man, I need to lose weight. They're going to say, oh, okay, I know my friend, Shondell, she does this thing on Facebook. I see her being super consistent. Maybe you should reach out to her. I can't tell you how many people have reached out to me because of that, through connections, through people saying, hey, my friend told me I should reach out to you. Oh, I was interested in Beachbody. My friend knows you're a Beachbody coach. She told me to reach out to you. Or I know, so again, guys, but if you're not posting, how are they going to know? You know what I mean? If you're not showing up consistently, how are they going to know? And just because you post about something once or you post a message once, trust me, it doesn't mean that every single person who follows you knows what you said or it's going to remember what you said. So it was that consistency in that messaging over and over and over and over again. And so that's super important. So any questions at all for anything right now? None? Yeah. And again, guys, it's really just, removing the emotion and just taking, just really truly sending those messages, connecting with people. The more you do it, the more you're going to have conversations and not overthinking. You could see I wasn't even screening them. I was literally just sending the messages, following the people. And that's how, that's really, oh, yeah. No, not about acquiring coaches. But so one question that came up in my group for those people. So someone had asked a question that they were about to acquire a customer or a coach, and they wanted to know that if that person had already bought a challenge pack, can you still get Success Club points? And so what I wanted to say is so basically, let's say a customer comes to you and through social media or through somewhere else, and they're like, okay, I just bought a challenge pack in the last 30 days. And I don't know who my coach is, and I need a coach. And you're like, oh, okay. Do you have a coach? And they're like, no. And they're like, okay, I'll be your coach. And you send them the transfer form. On the transfer form, there is a section, there's a little check mark that says, do you want this new coach to get the commission of the last sale? They have to check off that check mark if it's been within the last 30 days. Only within the last 30 days. If they bought a challenge pack 2 months ago, you're not going to get those Success Club points. But this is just for like someone you connect with on social media. If they've already if they just recently purchased. You have a question, Sylvia?
Oh, okay. So I get customers from Beachbody, and so it was said under my customer orders, it said new orders from customers, and it was a challenge pack. So
if it was from Beachbody, which is another good question. So what happens is that when people go, for example, guys, to the Team Beachbody site and order a challenge pack or order Shakeology, or let's say order a challenge pack, Beachbody will give us those customers to those of us who have hit Success Club. So it's a thank you for hitting Success Club. We get customers. That if it comes through Beachbody, that initial sale for the challenge pack, we will not get Success Club points for that.
Okay.
However, if it's a single Shakeology order, we would get the commission on that.
Oh, cool.
So if somebody goes to Shakeology.com and orders a 30-day supply of vegan Shakeology without a coach, and you get that person, you're going to get the commission. And that's only with the Shakeology.
But do we get volume from those then? Team volume?
Team volume. Yes, I believe you get team volume from that as well. So if your coach, for example, you getting it would roll up into my volume.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah. Any other questions? So yeah, what happens, guys, is that some people just hear about Beachbody and they go to teambeachbody.com and then they order a challenge pack or they order Beachbody on demand and they don't have coaches. So, and that's something I always ask guys when people come to me. I ask them, do you have they have our products. Lots of people have our products, but don't have an active coach and don't have a coach that they even know about. So in those circumstances, I will send, I will offer my services to them. I will put them in my group. I will send them a coach change form and they will switch over to me. And then I'll just add them. They don't need to buy anything. I just add them to my group. And in the future, I know that if we keep them motivated, if they decide to order, then we'll benefit from that. So, any other questions? Awesome. All right, guys. Well, thank you so much for your time. Have an amazing week, and look out for that social media calendar. And we will see you next Sunday. And also come on to the accountability Zooms. And if we decide to have another power hour this week, look out for that as well. Those will be we'll make those announcements probably the day before or something. If we decide to have a pop-up power hour, you can come on. But either way, guys, the Zoom is always available. So just come on. Even if you're the only one on, someone may hop on. But the more that we are intentional about using it, the more that it'll be really cool and it'll be fun. All right, guys, have an amazing week.